You feel it when her messages shorten, her want fades, and nothing obvious happened. That confusion is brutal because you replay everything, yet the mistake still stays invisible. Most men think attraction dies from one big failure, one awkward line, one rejection. Usually it dies quietly through small patterns that feel harmless while they drain tension. And once that tension drops, she may still reply, smile, and already be leaving. Here is the part nobody tells you: attraction is often lost before distance appears. It slips away inside moments that look normal, casual, even logical from your side. And if you can spot those moments, you stop chasing and start changing outcomes. Not by becoming fake, louder, colder, richer, prettier, or some cartoon version of confidence, but by understanding the subtle behaviors that make interest feel emotionally expensive around you. Because attraction is not only about being liked, it is about how you feel. The wrong habits make her feel pressure, boredom, confusion, or work she never requested. The right habits make her feel space, curiosity, safety, and that sense of possibility. And the first mistake starts where most men think they are doing everything right. You overexplain yourself because you think clarity builds connection and prevents misunderstanding or awkwardness. So you justify your jokes, explain your pauses, narrate your intentions, and soften edges. It feels respectful, mature, and honest, but it quietly kills mystery and emotional momentum. She does not lose interest because you were nice. She loses because nothing breathes. Attraction needs room for interpretation, and over-explaining fills every empty space before tension can. When every feeling is translated immediately, she stops wondering and starts simply processing information. And processing is useful in business, but rarely the emotion that creates romantic pull. You see this after a date when you send paragraphs explaining why you enjoyed her, or when a tiny misunderstanding happens and you rush to clean the emotional air. Calmness matters, but constant explanation can feel like low-grade panic wearing polite language everywhere. And panic, even polite panic, tells her you fear uncertainty more than intimacy itself. The better move is simpler: say less, mean it, and let the moment breathe. If she likes you, silence will not ruin it. Pressure usually does that job. Give your words some weight by not pouring them out every time anxiety rises. She should feel your presence, not your need to constantly manage how she sees. That one shift alone makes you feel steadier, harder to read, and strangely stronger. The second mistake looks confident on the surface, but insecurity is hiding underneath it. You try too hard to impress, and women feel that effort before hearing words. It shows up in bragging disguised as stories, jokes disguised as status displays everywhere. It shows up when you name drop, exaggerate, flex subtly, or force a cool image. You think she will see value, but she usually feels performance and self-consciousness instead. And performance creates distance because she can sense you are auditioning, not actually relating. The strange part is that attraction grows faster when she discovers your value naturally, not when you hand her a resume in the middle of normal conversation instead. Real confidence does not rush to prove itself because it expects to be noticed. In psychology, people trust signals more when they arrive unforced and slightly incomplete sometimes. That is why humble certainty often feels more attractive than polished self-promotion ever does. She wants to feel your life has gravity, not that it needs witnesses constantly. So stop trying to sell your worth and start revealing it through behavior instead. Keep your stories cleaner, your achievements lighter, and your energy less eager for approval. Let her notice how people respond to you, how calm you stay, how centered. Value lands deeper when she experiences it, not when you package and present it. The third mistake is sneaky because it feels like affection, attention, and emotional generosity. But it usually feels different on her side: too available, too fast, too soon. You reply instantly every time, always say yes, and never create healthy friction naturally. You treat early interest like a contract instead of a spark that needs oxygen. And when someone gets too much access too quickly, curiosity quietly starts collapsing fast. This is not about playing games or pretending you are busier than you are. It is about pacing, because desire fades when everything becomes immediately guaranteed too early. Women often stay interested when they feel invited, not when they feel consumed completely. Neediness is rarely loud at first. Sometimes it just looks like endless convenience offered. You become so easy to access that nothing about seeing you feels earned anymore. Attraction loves warmth, but it also loves rhythm, contrast, and tiny unanswered spaces left. So keep your interest clear, but let your life remain obviously full without apology. Reply well, not desperately, and stop acting like every interaction decides your future together. The right woman does not need unlimited access to feel secure with you either. She needs consistency, self-respect, and enough space to feel her own interest growing naturally. The fourth mistake hits hardest because men confuse intensity with connection all the time. You create drama, pressure, or emotional heaviness, thinking depth will make you unforgettable somehow. So, conversations get serious too fast, feelings get forced, and everything starts feeling loaded. Maybe you push for answers, define the situation early, or keep demanding emotional certainty. But when the emotional weight rises too quickly, attraction can start feeling like responsibility. And responsibility is not what most people crave during early romantic tension at all. She may like you, enjoy you, even admire you, and still pull back suddenly. Not because the bond was fake, but because the pace stopped feeling safe anymore. This is where emotional intelligence matters more than passion, charm, or perfect words ever. Strong men do not unload emotions everywhere just because those emotions feel intense today. They know timing shapes meaning, and good timing makes honesty feel safe, not heavy. If you want depth, build trust gradually instead of dragging the moment downward early. Let fun exist before seriousness, and let chemistry breathe before demanding definitions from her. Some of the connections feel light first, then deepen, because they were never rushed. The fifth mistake is the one almost nobody admits because it feels morally correct. You abandon yourself to avoid losing her, and that always makes you less attractive. You stop teasing, stop disagreeing, stop leading, and start carefully managing her mood constantly. You become softer in the wrong places, not kinder, just more afraid of friction. That fear changes your posture, your voice, your texts, and your decisions with her. She can feel when your behavior is no longer honest, just strategically harmless instead. And harmless is not the same as safe, interesting, or emotionally grounded at all. Women do not leave because of flaws. They leave when your backbone disappears quietly. Attraction means a real person to meet, not a constantly edited version of you. This does not mean becoming rude, distant, cold, or weirdly dominant for effect either. It means keeping your standards, your humor, your pace, and your honest reactions intact. If something feels off, notice it instead of pretending everything is perfect right now. If you disagree, disagree calmly, because tension can create respect when handled cleanly well. If you want something, say it clearly, without begging, negotiating, or apologizing for existing. That is how you stay warm without becoming weak, and clear without becoming needy. Now here is the deeper pattern underneath all 5 mistakes, and it matters most. They all make her feel she has to manage you in some way emotionally. Manage your insecurity, your pressure, your pace, your emotions, or your fragile identity constantly. And the moment she feels responsible for stabilizing you, attraction starts slipping downward fast. Because desire likes freedom, and freedom disappears when another person feels emotionally demanding nearby. This is why calm confidence feels magnetic even before a man says anything impressive. It removes work from the interaction and replaces it with ease, space, and possibility. That feeling is rare, and rare feelings get remembered long after details disappear completely. So if women keep losing interest, do not instantly blame your looks or luck. Sometimes the issue is not your value, it is how that value lands socially. And value lands badly when it arrives wrapped in anxiety, pressure, or self-erasure underneath. It lands beautifully when it feels grounded, uncluttered, and free from hidden demands underneath. Think about the men women describe as unforgettable, even when they were not perfect. Usually those men were present, playful, self-contained, and unafraid of small uncertainties around them. They did not rush, they did not perform, and they never collapsed into pressure. They made women feel something powerful without asking them to carry anything heavy emotionally. That is the game nobody explains, because it sounds too subtle to matter much. But subtle is exactly where attraction grows, weakens, or quietly disappears for most people. A loud mistake can be fixed with an apology, a laugh, or time later. quiet mistakes are harder because they slowly rewrite how she feels around you inside. And once your presence feels draining, even your best qualities lose some force too. This is why awareness beats tricks, lines, routines, or any fake confidence formula easily. You do not need more gimmicks if the deeper energy finally becomes clean inside. Clean means no chasing for reassurance, no forcing, no shrinking, no desperate proving anymore. It means you can like her without abandoning your center or rushing the process. It means you can flirt without performing, care without clinging, and lead without pushing. That balance is rare, and rare is exactly what holds attention in modern dating. Especially now, when people are overwhelmed by noise, options, performative charm, and instant access. The man who feels grounded instantly stands out, even before she can explain why. Because her nervous system notices what her words might take gaze to understand fully. She notices whether being around you feels lighter or heavier than normal to her. She notices whether your interest feels good or quickly starts feeling like work already. She notices whether your confidence invites her in or pressures her to respond perfectly. And those small feelings become the entire story, even when nobody says them aloud. So the goal is not to become manipulative, mysterious, or emotionally unavailable overnight either. The goal is to become emotionally clean, socially aware, and strong enough to relax. Because relaxed strength is seductive in a way forced intensity never will be again. It tells her you have a life, a center, and nothing to chase desperately. It tells her your attention is real, but it is not begging to land. It tells her being with you might feel exciting, peaceful, and emotionally spacious too. That combination is deadly attractive because most people only offer one of those feelings. So watch your patterns this week, especially in texts, dates, and uncertain moments closely. Notice where you explain too much, push too hard, or abandon yourself to please. Notice where your energy asks for reassurance instead of simply creating a good experience. Notice where your kindness turns into caution and your interest turns into pressure quietly. Those are the moments that quietly decide whether attraction keeps building or starts fading. Change those moments and you change the feeling women associate with your presence entirely. And when that feeling changes, everything else begins working harder in your favor too. Your looks land better, your words hit cleaner, your humor feels more magnetic suddenly. Even your silence starts saying something stronger than over-explaining ever could for her anyway. Because the real shift is not becoming more impressive, it is becoming less draining. Less draining to talk to text, to date, and to imagine around you. And that is when interest stops feeling fragile because you finally stop suffocating it. If this hit home, keep the lesson simple. Be solid, not heavy, with women.